Hey guys, I'm here with Liezel today. I've been coaching Liezel for a while and I thought now would be a great time to actually get her in the car and actually speak to you guys. We're just going to go through what we've actually done together. Say hi, Liezel.
Hi, Liezel.
Hi, Liezel.
Hi, Michael. It's lovely to be here.
Awesome. Liezel, tell us a bit about yourself. Where have you come from? What have you done? What are you going through?
I am a project manager and I have lived in the Middle East for quite a while. And after my divorce, I came back to South Africa and then had to find a bit of direction of what to do next.
Okay.
I have two grown-up children, so I live by myself and have all the time in the world to now really decide what I want to do. I've had many careers in my life.
Such as?
Well, I've started off as a fashion designer. I've been in the cosmetic industry. I've run a computer school. I have done training. I have been a project manager. I've been a secretary. I do website design. What else? I don't know. I've done so many different things, and I often say I'm a jack of all trades and a master of some. Because I've got quite a diverse background and I've done some very interesting things in numerous industries like the IT industry, the cosmetic industry, the fashion industry, of course. I've worked in startups before. I have done various startups from the ground up here in South Africa and also in the Middle East.
And the Middle East, that's actually where we met.
That's where we
tell
met.
us about
We
where
worked together. We worked
When
at
was that?
Oh my goodness, that was probably 2008, 9, there around.
Through till 2010 probably, I think.
Yeah. We worked together for over a year. That was also a startup. It was called Misa. It was part of the Qatar Foundation. And it was an IT company that was started. It was actually commissioned by Her Highness at the time to start a IT company in the Qatar Science and Technology Park, which was a very interesting project. It started off with my boss and myself. We went through obviously a lot of contracts. We did a lot of policies and procedures and how the company would work and how everything would set up. And it was fun for me to do because at the time when we started, like I said, it was just the two of us, and then I handed over to the legal advisor, I handed over to the HR director, I handed over to the financial director. So it was a very interesting project, and by the time I left, there were over 100 people employed after just over a year. Fun project.
Yes, awesome. I remember those times. It was doing everything and anything.
Exactly,
whatever
and
the
no
day
was
came.
not an option.
No, was not an option. It was get it done was an option.
Exactly, do whatever it takes and get it done. It was very dynamic and fast moving.
Yes, very fast moving, very
Yeah.
fast paced. And so, why did you come to me? Did that have any influence about the fact of why you came to me to?
You know, I was in a phase of my life where I was thinking, what can I do next? I have done so many things before, and part of the problem for me was because I have been skilled in so many different things, I couldn't decide what is the direction I want to go in. And more or less at the same time, you posted a little advert on Facebook, and I thought, great, the timing is perfect. I know you, I trust you. I would love to spend a bit of time with you and chat about what I'd like to do. And through our discussion, I was very pleased to figure out that I don't have to choose one thing. I can actually implement and apply myself in many different ways. And
Of course,
thank you.
Pleasure. So what you're talking about there is the portfolio worker. We're not just one thing and not just branded at one thing like corporations like to do.
Exactly.
But more that you can actually spread your skills out across multiple areas.
Yes, and wear multiple hats. And I really battled with the idea of choosing one thing. And I think that was, for me, the epiphany of the whole exercise was that I don't have to. I have a portfolio of work. I have a portfolio of experience. I have so many diverse things that I enjoy that I don't actually have to choose. And that was the great thing for me that came out.
And so that was the challenge you were facing, was it? It was around choosing one of them?
Yes.
And also remember the time you were talking about going back into the kind of corporate world or working world as an employee versus a self-employed person.
Yes, and actually, I think one of the useful exercises that we did was you helped me to connect with people in industries that I was interested in as part of my making a choice process. I discussed especially event management because I have quite a lot of experience in event management, and I thought maybe that's a good direction. So I spoke to various people in different fields of event management abroad and locally. And what was interesting to me is abroad it came out for me as an exercise of not a good idea. And when I spoke to somebody locally, it came out as it's actually a great idea because the experience I have is very valuable here in Cape Town.
And we're talking about studying that at Lady SO Chapel.
That's
one of my
right,
friends who
yes.
works in event management.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That was a very useful conversation. It was a very helpful exercise for me to go through, and thank you for setting that up, by the way. It was very helpful in the sense that I could then add that to my portfolio because I realized I could offer a huge range of services from my website design that I have experience in to project management to virtual assistance in business admin, which is basically secretarial work, and also in event management. So there's a few different things that I can actually use now in setting up my little business.
And it's lovely now because you've gone through the whole process very quickly.
Yes.
Just for you guys kind of out there who are watching, it's actually the first start is actually getting it all out of your head. And there's loads of things we all want to do. Get those things out of our head and actually put on paper. And then, like you mentioned, we started to chunk. And we started to go, well, these are in different group areas that we kind of like. And one of the chunkings, of course, is event management. We have project management in there.
Yes.
And we started to chunk those together. The second or the third kind of step around that was actually the test and the validate phase. We actually went out.
Right.
And that's when you started meeting people.
That's right. But even before that, you gave me a bit of homework and you gave me some exercises to do and different things. And one of the things that I had to do is figuring out my why. Why do I do something? Why do I get up in the morning? What motivates me? And throughout the questionnaire, there was actually a lot of them that came out quite high, which I thought was quite interesting.
I think there was 3 of them, wasn't there? That
There
came
were
out quite
at
high.
least 3 that came out high. But then I figured out, after sort of reviewing them and going through them and thinking about them very carefully, that my main motivator is actually making a difference. And for me, that suited well with the virtual assistants, which is the way that I've set up my business, because you basically are helping other people making a difference. It's a small business. They can't afford to employ somebody permanently, but I can step in and wear all these different hats that I can wear anyway, and help them to do multiple tasks, and they don't have to employ 5 people. They can just even utilize me part-time, and I can help set a few things up for them, and they can then
Very nice, and that kind of gets into the last question I want to get to, and I'm going to kind of hold off on that, and that's where we are at the end. So we did the 9 whys, and of course we realised that some of those whys, and they're quite global whys, they're quite common across the globe, these 9 whys. We also realised that some of those, I think we came up to 3, and we finally came up to the 1, which we've spoken about, was actually making a difference. But the other 2 kind of fell away because they were strong hows.
Exactly, they were strong hows, like for example, being very organised. Was obviously quite high on my list because I am quite organised. But that became a how. How can I help somebody?
Yes.
I want to make a difference. How can I help them?
It isn't the
I can
why,
help
it
them
isn't
because
what
I'm
gives you
organised.
your something.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
But it still obviously gives me joy because it's something that I'm good at. But therefore it becomes a how. It's not actually a why.
Nice, stunning. And I remember the other test we did, well, not test, it was a test in the beginning.
It was a little exercise.
The little exercise was around the KWML.
Yes.
So the King, Warrior, Magician, Lover.
Yes.
Which is around kind of where you get your energy from, how you relate to people, how different people are going to relate to you.
Yes.
Your
I was a lover.
As a lover.
I was a
Did that
lover.
surprise you at all or not?
A little bit. I, in a way, thought that I could be a warrior. But I also realized through the exercise that, yes, lover came out the strongest, but I think everybody has a little bit of all the others in them anyway. So I think my second one was warrior. So it wasn't disappointing in a way because I think it's good to be a lover, but I think the warrior was the second one because that's also quite strong.
And then when you discovered that you were a lover, along with the why of actually the giving and the contributing, those 2 together, that kind of resonates from within you to go, this is why I'm really doing things.
Yes.
And from what I remember, you called me very early the next morning.
I did. I was quite excited.
Was excited the word, or was like unleashed beyond unreal? How was that working out in your life? I remember you had
I think in general it made a lot of differences because I think talking about work and what gives you joy and why you do certain things and what makes a difference, it obviously attaches itself to other things in your life, like relationships or just general life goals and things like that. And yes, it helped me to clarify a bit of, let's call it a sticky relationship that I've had for a while. And it also helped me to be a little bit more assertive in that decision-making process regarding that relationship because it wasn't a healthy relationship for me anymore.
Did those 2 things kind of help you understand what you were doing?
Interestingly enough, it all almost exploded at the same time. It happened that's I think why I felt so excited about it, is because it was like a light bulb. Because I understood myself a little bit better. I understood what I wanted to do and how I wanted to be treated from a relationship perspective as well, and also from how I would prefer to be treated within a work environment, obviously.
Very, very nice. So we're into the process, and I'm just kind of buzzing through, and I'm loving it. I remember your excitement out of all of this.
Yeah.
And we got to the last part then, which was actually to implement and test and validate our implementation. So tell me now, where are you now? I mean, I've just seen web pages, I've seen Facebook things. What has happened? Tell me what's the outcome.
Part of this realization that I can do multiple things, I don't have to choose, that was quite a big revelation, and that really made me very excited. And because I can do websites, I sat down and I designed a website for myself, because I realized people want to know that you're a real person, and a website is one of the places that they go and reference that. I set up an Instagram account based on how I would like to be perceived, obviously as a professional. Started a Facebook page. I did all those kind of things. I'm busy studying. I'm busy doing a bit of a social marketing course, and very, very motivated at the moment to market myself. I've had a lot of calls already from people that I know. I think you probably start with people that know you and trust you as a reference. So I've had lots of queries in that line, just from people who want to understand a little bit better about what I do and how can I maybe offer assistance to them, or somebody that they know, which is great. So I've got a bit of work there. Mostly
and
website
just to
work.
interrupt, please, what's it called? I think it's Liezel Assist.
Yes, it's Liezel Assist. And
spell that, people, because there's a bit of a...
Yes, there's a bit of a story there. My maiden name is Chambers, and of course my name is Liezel, so it's the first 3 letters of my maiden surname and the last 3 letters of my name.
So Liezel,
Chazel, and assist.com.
Okay.
ChazelAssist.com. And I'm online, and on Instagram I'm at Liezel Assist, and my Facebook page can be found in a similar way. And yeah, so
awesome.
It's very exciting.
Clients? Tell about your first client.
I have 2 clients actually that I'm working on their websites at the moment. I have a chef that I work for. She's asked me to do a little bit of admin type work for her as well. She had a recent event where I did a menu for her. Little things like that, obviously, but you've got to start somewhere.
Absolutely.
I have done PowerPoint presentations for people, just zooshing it up and finishing it off, aligning to their corporate brand and things like that. I'm quite a stickler for consistency and organization, as I said, making sure that things look professional the way it's supposed to. I've also had a website project that I'm helping somebody to start a website from scratch. It's a lifestyle website, so I'm quite excited about that. I can't say too much, but yeah, that's what I'm busy with.
Great. So we're actually at that point now within this where we've actually gone through a process of going, what, so many things out there, our head is spinning and we're unfocused.
Yes.
We've narrowed down that focus. We've gotten to a point where we know why we're doing things, and we did other things as well to understand what it is we're doing and why these two together match up. We've tested and validated that process.
Yes, which was amazing actually.
And we've implemented it. Now we've gone to the point of going, fine, we've actually got our first few customers. Outside of our old employed life, we've now got a self-employed kind of life that is building. And I suppose the next step along that then is to go find, how do we actually leverage this up and ramp this up? And that I think is going to come in the future, and that's something we need to talk about a bit more, going, how do we scale now?
Exactly.
We've proven that it works, we've proven that you love it, we've proven that you're happy within it, we've proven it gives you energy.
Yes.
So it's going to give you finances, you are competent in it, and it does actually make you happy.
Yes.
Those are the 3 kind of KPIs you want to be using when you measure it. We've discussed that before.
Yes.
Fantastic.
It's amazing. And part of the motivation for me was that I actually started learning new things. It sort of immediately I felt, yes, even though I can do a lot of things, there's a few things that I lack. There's a few things that I can actually, I've done 3 courses actually already, where I just try to improve my skills and maybe get some of it up to date. But that's part of the excitement, is actually learning new things and knowing that I can implement them and actually make a bigger difference to somebody else.
Outstanding. Thank you very much for joining today then.
Thank you. Thanks for your time,
sign off,
Michael.
guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed meeting
you.
Liezel. Please go check out our website as well. And I'll see you guys again. Cheers.
Thank you.